Citizencon is more than just an event where fans get together to celebrate the game they know and love. It's a very important event that establishes the direction of Star Citizen, and that's something I want to talk to you guys about in this video. But I also want to let you guys know that I'll be hosting a watch party for Citizencon on October 9th over on Twitch with a few content creators you guys might know. Hey guys.
Hello, hey.
That's Subliminals TV, Anna Demetria, who's the voice of New Babbage, and of course Captain Burks, just in case you guys didn't know. We'll also be giving away some game packages as part of this celebration, so be sure not to miss it. I have actually put a lot of effort into preparing for this event, so I really hope to see you guys over there. So if you're interested, we're going to start the pre-show at 2 p.m. UTC, just before the 3 p.m. start UTC of Citizencon, and then we'll watch it all the way through. I'm staying up all night for this, so if you guys are interested, head on over to Twitch TV/Morphologist and hit that follow button so you know when it begins. Anyway, let's get on to the video. Citizencon isn't just a time for backers to get together to celebrate the game that they know, love, and have spent their life savings on. It's also traditionally been a time where CIG has rallied hype for the game that translates into a pretty decent spike in funding. And because of this, many dismiss the community aspect of the event and see Citizencon as nothing more than an elaborate marketing gimmick to target whales to extract more cash, wasting valuable development time towards getting the game out earlier. Many of the strongest arguments for this cite sitcom presentations like that seen 5 years ago, here on the screen, at the 2016 keynote gameplay demo presentation. In that demo, we were shown a vast landscape of rolling dunes, backdropped by an imposing, approaching sandstorm that Chris promised us at the time was part of a planetary weather tech that they were developing. It showed us cool features like a javelin wreck crashed in the sand, with NPCs walking around it ready to shoot us if we approached, and even Shai Hulud, a sandworm for those of you who are not versed in the Fremen ways. All of which we still don't have to this day. What this means is that all of this presentation was essentially artificial set dressing that was never meant to be in the finished game. They were but mere facades meant to represent the idea of where CIG wanted to go with their planned features. Facades that, I'll remind you, took months to prepare with a huge portion of CIG's development team and large sums of backer money that all could have been better spent on features that actually were intended to make it into the game. There's no avoiding then that this argument against Citizencon is pretty strong. And I feel that this project also has taken too long at times, and so I therefore would prefer them to avoid wasting time. If you're then understandably convinced that Citizencon is a waste, I couldn't blame you, but there's something else that I'd like you to first consider before you make that final judgment. I submit to you that Citizencon is more than just a marketing gimmick or even a time for community gathering. It's a time for accountability. Citizencon carries with it the expectation, perhaps even the demand for information about not just where we are, but where we're going and what the plan is to get there. Sure, we get updates every week and even more in-depth monthly reports on development, but think how rare it is that we actually get to hear from Chris about the big picture. When it comes down to it, the reason why I think many of us are left so dissatisfied with their developer videos like ISC and Star Citizen Live is because they all too often focus on the very specific aspects of Star Citizen without going into the very important questions that we all want answered, like when will this come out and how does this connect to the finished product? Perhaps as important, if not more important, though, than the road ahead, are the less tangible elements of Citcon. It's an opportunity to rally the morale of the troops with Chris's confidence and vision, without which the project would surely die. If you don't know already, they skipped last Citizencon, and so it's been 2 years since the last one, and I have to tell you that I haven't seen such a sharp drop-off in morale since I started playing back pre-3.0, a time when they didn't give us an update for nearly a year. The pessimism, in my view, is reaching critical levels, and this is even further compounded by the fact that we've been getting an onslaught of copy-paste hit pieces about Star Citizen's beleaguered development and bloated budget. I submit to you then that Citizencon is absolutely vital in re-establishing confidence in the project and in Cloud Imperium Games, the developer of Star Citizen, and in holding CIG accountable by creating the expectation that a vision will be established that garners continued and additional support by new backers. The ship sales are merely the result of a successful rallying call, which I probably don't need to remind you is vital to continue funding the project to completion. And if you must ask who needs a rallying call, you can count me among them, because I've personally never felt more critical or pessimistic of Star Citizen since I started backing. And if you need any evidence of that, you can look at my videos as of late and see just how many videos I've made talking about the development of the game and how things need to be improved. I also think that the Citizencon presentations, while inspiring, often waste too much time showing us features that are not actually using elements of the game that they plan on putting in the game. Stuff like this sandstorm, which is clearly now just been mocked up and is not actually part of anything we're ever going to get. Instead, I would prefer that they focus on developing a demo that utilizes tools and creates visuals and features that we may actually see in the near future. I would like to see them completely avoid creating artificial mockups that can't be rolled back into a development branch and eventually into a released feature. It might limit what they can show off, but I would hope that it would instead make Citizencon a motivation to finish some really cool things and get them to backers sooner rather than later. Now, I understand that we still need to be odd, and there needs to be some shock factor. I just wish it wasn't achieved through things like this notorious sandworm when we still don't even have fauna to this day. See, I've already gone off on a tangent rant in the video where I'm trying to convince you that Citizencon is worth it. Alright, back on point here. The last thing I want you to reconsider is the importance of the community aspect of Citizencon. The game thrives on its incredible interaction of its backers. The amazing communities that have arisen from it have created friends and pseudo-families, and ultimately it's the community that occupies Chris's universe. And so that positivity naturally translates into an incredible, helpful community that has always been welcoming new players. So if you're still unconvinced, I can respect that, but I hope at least some of you may now see the value that I do in this event. And so, in that spirit, I hope that you'll join me this weekend on Twitch as I watch Citizencon with a bunch of my friends, and once again, we will hold CIG to account for the development of this wonderful project. Good or bad, I'll share my thoughts honestly with you, and with any luck, we'll come out feeling more certain of a real release for Squadron 42 and for Star Citizen. But what do you guys think? Do you see any value in Citizencon? Let me know down in the comments section below, and as always, I hope to see you guys in the next one.
Maybe that's not such a good idea.